Yes, students, first of all, good morning to you all once again. Yesterday in the class at last, I explained you about the Mediterranean vegetation. And when we see that Mediterranean vegetation, in that I explain you all, Mediterranean vegetation is the vegetation which grow nearby the Mediterranean Sea. Especially we find that Mediterranean vegetation in the area of Africa, Europe and Asia. Where we found this? This we found in Europe, Asia and Africa. Now today we will start with coniferous forest. And if you will see like what is the coniferous forest, just look at here in the picture. In this picture you can see many tall trees are there which has the shape just like cone. And they are located in the higher latitudes. And why they have this type of shape? So they can, like we can say in the snow falling regions also, when the snow falling is happening over there, that time also snow should be not gathered over there, easily they can survive. Okay, now just see in the higher latitude of 50 to 70 degree, where in the northern hemisphere, in northern hemisphere from 50 to 70 degree north, we find this coniferous forest. Like suppose this is our earth, this is 0 degree equator, here 50 degree north to 70 degree north. This one area it is there where we found this coniferous forest. Except that here you can see these coniferous forests are also known as taiga. What it is also known as? This coniferous forest, this is also known as taiga. Okay. Now, in this we can see what do you mean by taiga? In Russian language, in the language of Russia, if you will see taiga, it means pure or untouched. So, trees which we found over here, that are very much pure, we can say in that sense, because they are in higher altitudes and all, and because of that these are also known as taiga. Now in here which kind of trees we found? In this coniferous region from the 50 degree north to 70 degree northern hemisphere, we find tall softwood evergreen forest trees. Which type of forest we found over here? Here we find softwood evergreen trees, just like we can say which are useful for manufacturing of paper and newsprints. Means the trees by which we can make paper also, we can make newsprints also, we can make matchsticks also. All these types of trees we can found over here. Acha, tell me boys, my screen is clear to you all? So beta, you have network issue, check your network, otherwise join the class again, because all the boys are able to see my screen in a proper way. Now just see the trees which we find over here, that is cheer, pine, kedar. These are the important varieties of trees which we found in this region, and these all trees are using for making the matchstick, for making the paper, for making the newsprint. Except that animals which we found over here, that is silver fox, mink, polar bear, etc. And the animals which we found in this region, they have a specialty. And what is that? Ki they have heavy, like we can say, hairs on their skin will be thick, and they have the, like we can say, feathers on their skins. That can be protect them, or they can become the habitat to their particular environment in which they are living. Okay. So about this coniferous forest, the things which you have to keep in your mind, that is coniferous forest we found in the 50 to 70 degree northern latitude. Here most of the time evergreen trees we find by which we can make matchstick, newspaper and newsprint. And the animals which we found over here, and the types of the trees which we found over here. I hope the things are clear to you all. Yes or no? Okay then. Come to the next topic. Our next topic is grassland. What do you mean by grassland? Grassland, students, I told you all, the area, wide area which is covered with the grasses, that is only known as the grassland. Wide area which is covered with the grasses, that is only known as the grassland. Just as you see the geography discovery channels, in which you see wide area is there which is completely covered with grasses. Somewhere, like we can say, lions are moving over there, tigers are moving over there, deers are moving over there. Okay. So, because of all that things, we can say the grasslands are the areas which are spread through a wide area which is covered with the grasses. Now see, grasslands also we can divide into the two parts. Grasslands also we can divide into the two parts. One, it is the tropical grassland, and one, it is the temperate grassland. Tropical grasslands are those grasslands which are occur either the sides of the equator and extend till the tropics. Just suppose this is the earth, here it is 0 degree. Now nearby the equator only, where we can say lack of rainfall is happening over there, or the scarcity of rainfall is there we find this grasslands. And the height of the grassland which we found nearby the tropical regions, that is 3 to 4 meters. And the animals which we found over here, that is elephants, zebra, giraffes, deer, leopards. These are the animals which commonly you can find in this region. Now next, if you will see, that is the temperate grassland. Now what is the temperate grassland? Temperate grassland, that is, like we can say here 23.5 degree north. It is 66.5 degree north. Here 23.5 degree south, 66.5 degree south. Now the grassland which are occurs beyond the tropics, okay, or in the temperate region, that is known as the temperature grassland or the temperate grassland. These are found in the latitudinal zones, as I told you, beyond the tropics they found. And these are the interior part of the continent. Interior parts means they are not, like we can say, as we see the forest and all, which are growing nearby the, like we can say, margin area, hai na? But they are growing near in the like continent. Suppose this is any continent, interior part of the continent, inner part of the continent, where this kind of grasslands are growing over there. Now in temperate grassland, if you will see, which type of like animals we find over here, that is wild buffaloes, bisons, antelopes, etc. Bisons and antelopes, that we can say just the type of deer they are, and these grasslands are known by the different names. Boys, if you will see page number 44 in your book, in page number 44 if you will see in your book, here some of the names are given just like tropical grassland and temperate grassland. They are known by the different names in their different regions. Like suppose somewhere they are known as pampas, somewhere they are known as savannas, somewhere they are known as down, etc. That we will see over here. First of all, tropical grassland. In East Africa, it is known as savanna. In East Africa, the tropical grassland, they are known as savanna. In Brazil, it is known as pampas, and Venezuela, it is known as leons. Now, if you will see temperate grassland, in Argentina, temperate grassland is known as pampas. In North America, temperate grassland is known as prairies. And except that, if you will see South Africa, in South Africa, it is known as veld. It is known as veld, except that in Central Asia, the temperate grassland, it is known as steppe. One more region it is giving over here, and that region is Australia. In Australia, temperate grasslands are known as down. Okay, so look at here once again, try to understand the thing. Tropical grassland and temperate grasslands, they are known by the different names in the different regions. Just you can see, tropical grassland in East Africa, it is known as savanna. Brazil, it is known as pampas. Venezuela, it is known as leons. Now temperate grassland, in Argentina, it is known as pampas. North America, it is known as prairies. In Central Asia, it is known as steppe. South Africa, it is known as veld, and in Australia, it is known as down. In your classes, like we can say, whenever test will happen, many of the, ma'am, use only one ID, it's okay. So what is happening? In this we can say, students, many of the, like we can say, this type of questions always coming in the exam. Just like suppose in exam question is there, tropical grassland of Brazil is known as blank. You have to give the answer. Temperate grassland of Central Asia is known as blank. Or like we can say, down is the temperate grassland of which country. So that type you have to know. The names of the grassland and in which country they are known by these names, that you must have to learn. Okay boys? So I hope the grassland topic, it is clear to you all? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, very good. Now we will come to our last topic of the chapter, and the last topic of the chapter, that is the thorny bushes. Now what do you mean by thorny bushes? Just like the bushes and all which has thorns. Okay, just like bushes which has the thorn, and if you will see where we find this thorny bushes, so you will come to know we will find this thorny bushes in the dry desert regions. Where we find this? This we find in the dry desert region, means the area where the scarcity of rainfall is there, where very less rainfall is there. In that type of areas we find this thorny bushes. Except that we can say these thorny bushes and all, they are located in the western margin of the continent. Means like suppose this is Asia. In this western margin of Asia, sorry, not here. This is Asia. In the western margin of Asia, or if Africa is there, western margin of Africa, means in a western side of the particular continent, we find this type of vegetations where scarcity of rainfall is there. And in this, if you will find which type of, like we can say, vegetations we found, we find the vegetations which easily survive in the like environment where scarcity of rainfall is there. Just like cactus is there, babool is there, okay. Many other types of, like we can say, vegetations are there which can be survive over here in a very easy way. So about thorny bushes, the things which you have to keep in your mind, that is, thorny bushes are the type of vegetations. Yes, kicker is also we can say. So thorny bushes are the types of vegetation which we found in the dry region, especially they found in the western margin, western part of the continent. Okay, and here those type of vegetation we found which can be survive easily in the environment where is the scarcity of rainfall is there or lack of water is there. Except that here we can say scorpion, camels, many different types of other animals are there which easily can survive over here, and that we find in this region. As you can see here in this picture, many of the animals are giving which can be survive over here. Now students, we will come to our next topic. Our next topic is there, yes, that is also. Our next topic is there, tundra vegetation. Now what is this tundra vegetation? Look at here. This is your globe. This is 0 degree equator. Here it is 90 degree North Pole. Here it is 90 degree South Pole. Now area nearby the poles. area nearby the poles, that is known as the polar region. That is known as the polar region. And the vegetation which we find near the polar region, that is known as the polar tundra vegetation. That is known as the tundra vegetation. Okay. So if anyone will ask you what is tundra vegetation, so you can say the vegetation which grow nearby the polar area, that is known as the tundra vegetation. Now you will say ki ma'am there to almost snow is, like we can say the land is covered with the snow only. So what type of vegetations will grow? These vegetations are growing at the margins. Matlab just on the edges of that continent these are grown. Ma'am, what is the meaning of polar? Look at here bache. Here it is 90-degree North Pole. The area it is known as North Pole. And here 90-degree it is known as South Pole. It is known as South Pole. Now the area which is located nearby 90-degree North Pole and 90-degree South Pole, this area is only known as polar region. This area is only known as polar region. And one of you are asking, ma'am, what do you mean by tundra? Tundra is the type of vegetation. Tundra is the type of vegetation which we found in the polar areas. Okay, tundra is the type of vegetation which we found in the polar region or polar areas. Now here we can say moose, listens, these are the very small surfs, just they are going on the water and all that type. These are only the vegetations which we found over here. And where we find this? Polar areas of Europe, Asia and North America. If I will draw that map and I will show you, then look at here. It is saying North America, just suppose this is North America. Okay, here we have Europe and here we have Asia. Okay, now in this continents, if you will see which are the polar regions, just like a little bit upper side, just see where I am marking from the white. Here, nearby the polar region, here only, like we can say, these vegetations are growing over there. Okay? Antarctica, if you will see, that also nearby the margin only it will grow. And now, seal, walrus, musk oxen, Arctic owl, polar bear, snow fox, these are the commonly animals are there which we find in this region. Animals which can easily survive in this region. Okay, means you can say penguins are also there. Means we can say the animals which have thick skin, heavy hairs or feathers on their skin, they can only survive over here. Okay boys? So here our almost chapter is completed. Now if you will see last of the chapter, what is giving over there? Salima, she was like we can say showing her father about the photographs and all, whatever she clicked in her trip, and what her father is saying, he like it is good, we have very kind of natural vegetations and wildlife and all. But nowadays what happened? People to fulfill their self-desire, to fulfill their basic needs, people are cutting the vegetations. People are cutting the forest. And if people will cut this forest and all in the continuously, how this wildlife will survive? How this wild animals and all will survive over there? So they wanted ki even when the trees will cut, so no oxygen will be there, we not get any oxygen. Even the balance of the environment, whatever ecosystem is there, whatever the balance of the gases are there in the environment and all, that will also disturb. Even from where the people will get the timbers, forest wood, etc. So because of that, they wanted ki whatever wildlife and natural vegetations we have to maintain the balance over there. We can't or we not disturb these things. Otherwise, if the nature will disturb, definitely it will affect to us also. Okay? So this is your chapter. I hope it is clear to you all.